Hey guys, this conversation is going to be a very interesting one. Okay, I want to speak on a live that took place on last evening in EJ's chat room. And the conversation that was had between a young lady named Pepper, another young lady named Mai, and there was also another young lady involved, but I'm not certain of what her name is. Well, the young lady Pepper presented some information to EJ's chat on last night, where she spoke on a video that she had seen some time ago, where it depicted Monifa, Bree, Maya, a young man in a black hoodie, and I believe she said Irene as well. She said that the video showed them carrying Kanika to the freezer, and she also spoke on a video that she saw of the chief of police, I believe she said, or the lieutenant, who is a lady, who spoke on KJ's case and said, in fact, that Monifa, Irene, Bree, and Irene, along with the young man in the black hoodie, put Kanika in the freezer. Okay, now, this was on EJ's platform on last night. Well, when the young lady presented that information, she got some feedback from the young lady, who I'm not sure of her name is, but this young lady is a faithful follower of Edward Joseph, and she will not go against his narrative for anything, right? So she questioned Pepper, and basically she wanted Pepper to show receipts. Okay, and so that's when Mai came on the panel and started to speak. She also said that she saw that very same video, and she tried to convey to Edward and the panel that because that information was put out such a long time ago, if it was still floating around, it may be edited, or it's no longer here. So Edward chimed in and stated that once somebody brings their narrative, that they are supposed to stand their ground and also be ready to be challenged and provide receipts, which inclined Mai to speak on a previous narrative that was presented to his chat room, and that information was presented to the chat room by Island Girl 49, who was claiming to be the medical examiner's assistant that worked for Chicago's medical examiner's office, in which Mai actually corrected that, because she stated that she had done her own research and found out that that information was not true, that there was no Dr. Ruggie that ever worked at Cook County's medical examiner's office. And so when she did that, the conversation got haywire. I mean, it was chaotic in the chat and on the panel. But basically what Mai was trying to convey to Edward, his panel, and the chat is that if Pepper is expected to present receipts when she's speaking on her narrative and presenting her commentary, then that should go for everybody else. Basically what she was saying is that when Island Girl presented her information, she did not present receipts to go along with the commentary and the narrative that she was sharing with the chat and the panel. And so everything went haywire. But I just want to take some time out right now to tell Pepper and Mai that I am so proud of you guys for standing your ground on last evening and saying what you said, because basically what you were saying, Mai, is that what's good for the goose is also good for the gander. It is unfair that only some people can present their commentary and not present receipts. What goes for one should go for all. Well, on this evening, right now, what I'm going to do is I'm just simply going to make a phone call to Cook County's medical examiner's office and let you guys hear for yourself that there is no Dr. Ruggie that works at Cook County Medical Examiner's office. I already know it. I've called 3 times already, but I'm having a problem with my audio on my phone, so I couldn't record it from there. But I will leave the number in the comments, so because you won't be able to see what I'm doing, but I'll leave the number for Cook County's Medical Examiner's office in the comments, so if you don't believe me, you can call for yourself. Okay, this is going to be a short live. I just wanted to clear the air once and for all and tell these young ladies that I am very, very proud of them for standing their ground and saying what they said on last night, because I feel the same way. EJ tends to always intervene when Island Girl is speaking. He will only let her say a few things, and then he'll take over the conversation for her. In other words, what I see him doing is coaching her, but she's not getting it, so he has to finish the conversation that she starts. Well, once I make this phone call, I believe that they owe the community an apology for bringing that nefarious mantra to the J4K community. I think he should do a live and actually apologize to the J4K community. Let's say he didn't know for certain that Island Girl was being untruthful. Okay? What needs to happen now is that he needs to have a conversation with her and ask her why did she present that information to his chat room. Because now what it does, it really makes him look bad. You see, this information we held on to because we didn't want to out him like that. We didn't want to make him look bad like that. But what happened on his platform caused another person to put that phone number in his chat. And when that person did that, I copied it and I said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and call it and clear the air once and for all. So, like I said, this is a short live. I'm going to go ahead on and make the phone call, guys. Put it on speaker so you can hear. I've already called 3 times to the point to where these operators are getting a little, shady with me. But I want you guys to hear it. We know it, but to clear the air. Hey, Jamie Lynn, how you doing? This is Cook County's Medical Examiner's office. Jamie Lynn, if you can type in the chat for anybody else who wants to call, or Nosybug, any one of you guys, to check this out for themselves. The number is area code 312-666-0500. And I'm going to press the button and call. Put it on speaker for you guys. Can y'all hear the phone ringing?
Medical examiner's office, please hold.
Can y'all hear the phone? Nosybug, can you hear? Okay, good. Yeah, this has to stop. Cassie may be sleeping right now because we stayed up all night long. I had a good time last night, guys. Like I said, Edward is going to have to apologize to the community for injecting that false narrative into this case, because that really makes him look bad. I've called 3 times, guys, so they may be tired of me calling. Probably know my number by now.
Thank you for your patience. How can I help you?
Yes, ma'am. May I speak with Dr. Ruggie, please?
We do not have a Dr. Ruggie, ma'am.
You said you don't have a Dr. Ruggie?
No, haven't you called previously?
Yes, ma'am, I sure did. I'm
Yes.
trying to make sure I have the right place. I'm sorry.
No worries. We do not have a doctor by that name here at the Institute.
All right, thank you so much. Have a blessed day, ma'am. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Told you guys, I called 3 times already. I know, I knew that's why they put me on hold. They probably recognized my number. But there is no Dr. Ruggie that works at Cook County Medical Examiner's Office. Now they're gonna have to let me create a banner here. They're gonna have to come correct with the J4K community, cause this makes them really look bad, y'all. Anybody want to come up? Wow. That's crazy. Anybody want to come up? Yeah. I told you guys. And you know, for Edward, as much as he tries to be so professional, he should have known by doing something like that at some point people would have outed him totally. You know, we didn't do it, but we knew that there was no Dr. Ruggie that worked there. We gave the community as much information as we could without putting him on the spot like that. But it took somebody from his own chat room she kicked the door down last night. I'm talking about my. And like I said, I have to, my hats go off to her for standing up to Edward and that chat room like that. Because what goes for one person should go for everybody in the chat. If he's asking and he's telling the people that they should present their commentary and also the receipts, but when it gets to Island Girl, nobody can question her, well, that goes against what he's saying. And so basically, that's what my mind was trying to convey to him and the chat, you know, because the other young lady, I forgot her name, she kept pressing Miss Pepper for her receipts on the video that she had seen. So my mind was like, okay, well, y'all presented a commentary by Island Girl 49, and she never ever saw receipts. And I mean, it just went crazy in the chat room after that. You know, he ejected both of them out the chat because of that. Because you see, he don't want nobody to go. Anybody that has a difference of opinion with him, you gotta go. He don't want nobody else. It's only like this young lady that pressed Pepper. She's a faithful follower of Edward. So when my said that, she was like, oh, so now you're challenging Island Girl? And Island Girl, this is her words. Y'all can go back and watch the live if they keep it up. Island Girl presented that information. That's a part of our narrative that we're going with. And so what I say to that is, and what I tell anybody who's going to see this short live later, that a narrative is only a story. It has nothing to do with being factual. Anybody can create a narrative. But why bring in all the other falsehoods into this case when this case is tragic enough on its own? It makes no sense. And all I have to say is, I'm not going to keep y'all long, but you know, I know other people is gonna watch this once I shut the live off. But Edward owes the J4K community an apology for what he did. He absolutely owes the J4K community an apology. He owes his panel, his platform, the people in his chat, an apology for lying to them the way they did. That was a blatant lie. That was a story that they had created. And we know why they did it. You know, likes, clicks, and views. And so now, who is going to believe him now? That the secret is out of the bag. And it took one of his own people to out him like that. And so what I get from my mind is that even though she was in his chat room, she wasn't believing everything they were saying. And so that caused her to do her own little research and study, in which I'm so proud of her for doing so. Hi, Nosy Bug. How you doing this morning?
Hi, Miss Dana. Can you hear me?
I can hear you well.
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I couldn't start my day without doing, bringing this information. Ma'am? No, you're not echoing. You're fine.
Yes.
So you're good.
Okay.
It may be a little bit of a delay because I don't have any earbuds on, but I can hear you well. And so what are your thoughts on what happened last night, Nosy Bug?
I am so proud of my mind. I never thought that I would witness that happen, but it did. And for that, I can say God is good.
Yes. Me too.
I missed it and I just watched it this morning.
Mm-hmm.
But she did exactly what he tells them to do.
Right.
He made a statement She went and did her research. Then she came back and she tried to start a conversation about what she found.
Right.
And the minute he realized it didn't go with the narrative, he tried to intervene and shut it down.
Absolutely. And that's what he often does, because nobody can go against the narrative. That's what they're pushing on that channel. But I just think that is so unfair. I don't get it, Nosy Bug. I have feelings, and all of us do. When it comes to children and old people, my heart, I don't understand how these people can sleep at night. I don't. By telling all these lies and making up all these stories, it's like Kanika is not even a real person.
Right.
She's just a storyline. And that's horrible.
I don't know how Island Girl. I mean, when he called on her to speak, she had to take a deep breath in and sigh out.
Yes.
Because to me, it seems like she's tired of the bullshit too.
She could be. But if she's tired of it, then she needs to let him know that she doesn't want to be a part of that. These women gotta, use your voice. You can't go along to get along. There's too many other places where other people are gonna come, move around. You don't have to stay in one place. If you know that information is bogus, move around. What's keeping you there? But I can tell you what's keeping them there, Nosy Bug, because Edward has abusive tendencies. And sometimes it's hard to get away from abusive people. It takes you time to get away from abusive people.
I can vouch for that personally. I had to pray my way out of an abusive relationship.
Absolutely. It's horrible, but I'm so glad. Like I said, I am proud of her for what she did, and I hope I get a chance to speak with her one day.
I think that day is going to come a lot sooner than you think.
I hope she's
already been listening to Chloe.
Right.
That's how she was able to speak up.
Right. Well,
real recognizes real.
Absolutely. I just don't get it. I mean, these women are older, middle-aged women. I'm sure some of them have children. They have grandchildren. And for somebody to be speaking on a dead child like that, it's really heartbreaking. And that's why I don't do many lives, and I don't really make videos about Kanika, like her case, because it's too emotional for me. I'm not strong enough to handle that.
And that's why my channel is just sitting there. As far as that goes, I wanted to jump in and be a part of everything. But then once I started to realize how emotional and negative it can get, I don't want any parts of that.
Yeah.
And I think when my mom spoke up, a lot of people might have agreed with her.
Yeah.
Because she was speaking the truth. But they're not strong enough, bold enough, or willing to part ways with their spotlight on that platform.
Right.
So even though they know the truth, they're not going to speak up against what the truth is.
But
because they want their spot to remain on his platform.
They all have Google accounts. They all have a YouTube account. If they want spotlight, you already have a channel. Just go do some work on it.
Right.
They don't have to be in that man's chat room doing that.
I don't know, but I think my will, she'll visit soon.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm kind of thinking that some of them will catch their head and they'll start dropping out of that, off of his channel slowly but surely.
Right.
In time, because they know it's bogus.
But I mean, again, he's smart because he says, I never tell you to believe what I say.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you to go do your research. Well, then, when someone does what you're telling them to do, he should allow them to present their results. And then the burden of proof becomes on him.
Right.
He avoids it every single time.
He absolutely does. Because he can't provide the information that would be required of him. That's why. Because he doesn't have any information on that case. Everything he presents is nonsense.
I rushed to try and get in touch with Chloe because I said, I know she has had to see this. But like you said, you all were up, so she's probably sleeping.
Yeah, she's probably asleep because I'm sure she'd have jumped on here by now.
Exactly.
But I couldn't sleep, Nosy Bug. I haven't slept yet.
Because of the video?
Because after I saw that, I was like, oh my God. Well, she opened the door, so I might as well go in. And that's why I made the phone call. Because we knew this all along. We just didn't want, as much as he's so mean to us, we didn't want to out him totally like that.
Like everybody has to eat. You can't knock nobody's hustle. But his is so blatant and just so very wrong on so many levels.
Right. I agree. Okay, Nosy Bug, I'm gonna jump off of here, and I'm so glad you came on to conversate with me for a little while. Jamie Lynn, I'm glad you came in as well. Right now there's nobody in, but we're good. Okay, again, guys, at the beginning of the live, when you do the replay, you're gonna see that I actually called Cook County's medical examiner's office and asked to speak to Dr. Ruggie, and there is no doctor in that facility by that name. Again, there is no Dr. Ruggie that works at Cook County's medical examiner's office. And so now what is expected of this channel holder and the young lady who concocted this story with him, Island Girl 49, is that they apologize to the J4K community for bringing this nefarious mantra into her case. I say it all the time. Her case is bad enough already without injecting all of that other crazy nonsense into it. We got to have compassion here. This child no longer graces this earth. She lived once. She lost her life in a tragic way. Only a heartless person would go to that depths, those levels, to keep creating stories about a child. That is somebody's child. And I say, what if it were your child? That's what I say. Would you like somebody getting on the internet just making up the most horrible stories about your kid? You absolutely would not like it. So why do it to another? The seeds you plant into this earth is what you're going to harvest. They need to understand that. And so I'm going to end this live by saying that Edward Joseph was in fact, him and Island Girl were in fact ousted by somebody who actually belongs to that channel, and that was My. She was a part of Edward's channel. Again, to you, My, if you ever see this live, I take my hats off to you for being strong enough to stand your ground the way you did. I truly applaud you for doing that. And with that being said, you guys have a wonderful day. Be blessed in the Lord. Bye-bye.